On December 12th last year, Pakistan's ultra-secretive intelligence service, the Directorate of Inter-Services Intelligence, or more popularly known as the ISI, announced a change in its leadership. The public relations arm of the agency announced that Lieutenant General Mukhtar Naveed would be taking over from Lieutenant General Rizwan Akhtar. Mukhtar Naveed would be the 27th Director General of the ISI since its inception in 1948. Counted and revered as one of the most coveted intelligence services in the world, the ISI is also a key player in Pakistan's internal politics. So how exactly was this agency formed and under what circumstances? Immediately after the partition in 1947, the two new nations, India and Pakistan, fought their first war over the Principality of Jammu and Kashmir. Although it is widely believed that India was on the winning side, it is not entirely true. In fact, Pakistan was able to wrest 30% of the total territory, which is still the status quo. They could have captured more had it not been for the lack of credible intelligence and information. In fact, they missed an entire Indian tank division from creeping up behind their back. It's not only that Pakistan was the only one which was suffering from the lack of intelligence. The Indian side was also suffering from the same. However, it was the generals on the Pakistani side who felt that they were more handicapped and decided to act on it. Therefore, immediately after the end of the war in 1948, the ISI was set up to fill in the gap for critical intelligence generation. Their task would be collect information from all the three branches of the military, analyze that information, and disseminate the actionable points. However, this is not the only reason for the establishment of the ISI. Many historians have pointed out to the great game which was being played out between the colonial era powers of Britain and Russia that played a major role. Throughout the later half of the 19th and the earlier 20th century, the empires of Russia and Greater Britain seemed poised on the brink of war. Russia's desire for expansion and a warm water port in the west had been averted by the Crimean War. It therefore turned its eyes towards Central Asia and the Far East. Simultaneously, Britain was consolidating its position in the Indian subcontinent and was alarmed by the steady inroads that the Russians were making in the Far East. They believed that Russia's ultimate target was India, which was considered as the jewel in the British imperial crown. It set alarm bells ringing in Britain and a war seemed imminent. The competition for supremacy in Central Asia therefore dominated the foreign policy of both the imperial powers. However, the threat of a war was mitigated by an Anglo-Russian Convention Treaty which was signed in 1907. With the signing of the treaty, it was officially assumed that the Great Game was over, but it continued even after the Second World War in the form of intelligence and espionage activities. With this background in mind, while leaving the Indian subcontinent, the Britishers wanted to ensure that they have an eye on the happenings in Central Asia and therefore ensured that an intelligence service was created.